Hey everybody, it's Phil20, back with solar power, electricity, and electronics. I haven't been around for a little while, but that's okay. What I want to talk to you and everybody that's listening, I want to talk to you about the lithium Chevy Volt batteries. The lithium Chevy Volt batteries, I picked up 2 of them on that eBay. I had the intention on selling them. Then I got the idea of just suck it up and use them. And I did for about a month, and then it's been about 2 months, maybe a little more, probably about 3 or 4 months now. To be honest with you, those things are incredible. I picked up 2 of them. I wouldn't feel that they would be incredible with just one. I think having 2 of them is really incredible. My model was a Chevy Volt 2013 model car. Both of the batteries I picked up was a 2013 model, and it is very easy to set it up for a 48 volt battery bank. You have 7, I think, 48 volt batteries. It's technically 44.4 volts. And then 2 24 volt batteries. So if you take all of those and you wire them in series parallel as required, you'll get a 44.4 nominal volt battery that has, between 2 Chevy Volt batteries, I've got 740 amp hours. And that's not expected from paperwork. That's 740 amp hours. Now, I don't use 740 amp hours in these batteries. I use about 540. So I'm cutting back about 200 amp hours off of it. I'm charging to 49 volts. I'm discharging to 42 volts. And that's where I stay at. I charge and discharge as, whatever's going on. Let's say I've got a really nice sunny day. I'll turn the batteries straight to off grid. I'll run everything that I need to run as typical, and then I make more power than I use in that day, so I get to keep using power until it's dead. But typically I like to charge it to around 48 volts and then discharge it to 42. Once it's charged to 48, 49 volts, I can run for 5 days straight with rain and snow. I mean, just rain and snow. I mean, you gotta clear the panels off as soon as it's done snowing. But for 5 days straight, rain and snow, I ran my house on solar power that was captured by sunlight. Now, I picked up a Magnum Controller so it don't go below 42 volts. I had a way to set it up with the Classic, but the Classic charge controller, the Midnight Classic 150 charge controller, acts stupid with the relay. So I just decided not to use a relay on the Classic anymore, because what would happen would it would stop charging. I don't know why. It would not connect to the internet network, so you'd have to come downstairs and check it. I had to reset it, not turn it off and turn it back on, but reprogram the whole thing, and then it would do it again. So anytime I was using the Classic's auxiliary relay, 12 volt output, etc., on a 12 volt relay, it just acted, it lost its mind, didn't know what to do. So I decided it was a waste of time to keep worrying about it. So I decided to do something that was simpler, and it's logical too. It's beneficial in more than one way. I picked up the Magnum Controller, okay? I'm gonna show that on screen right now. The Magnum Controller reduced the Magnum's load while at idle from 50 watts to 16 watts. Now let me say that again. While at load idle, basically zero load, it switched from 50 watts to 17 watts. And I'm using the pass-through, and then whenever I need to turn the solar on, I turn the power for the pass-through off. And I didn't understand it, but you can't turn on and off the pass-through through the controller that I have. So the controller won't work for the pass-through. It works for basically everything else. Setting up, the Magnum is basically a UPS. It's not a solar inverter, but it is very good at being a UPS. So the charge controller for the battery is basically the solar array and the charge controller, and then charging the batteries. And the Magnum Inverter works really well as a UPS. But it doesn't have a pass-through, so you can turn off and on the grid power. And I actually wish that Magnum would have done something different than that. I wish they had a button that I could just go upstairs and press on the Magnum to switch it from grid power to solar power. But the Magnum does not have that. That's too bad, but it's okay. It is seamless if you have a relay that switches Magnum power on and off. It is seamless. But with it set up properly, like it should have been so long ago, you would save a huge amount of money on solar power as well to get the controller. So whenever you do turn the solar array off, let's say the batteries are dead at 42 volts for me, and whenever it's dead and you flip back to grid power, it passes through the Magnum, and then you consume 16 watts at idle. And then if the power goes out, it's not interrupted. It's an uninterruptible power supply. So the power goes out, bam. I don't know it because I still have, solar power unless the batteries are dead flat, and then it'll turn off at 42 volts anyways. So, it's gonna take days to discharge that long with the Chevy Volt batteries. So, and all in a nutshell, it's pretty good. It is a really good setup. I'm pretty happy with it. Running 2 Chevy Volt batteries. Would I want more? Of course, everybody's gonna want more. Do I need more? I don't think I need any more. Having more batteries would, it would be nice to run 6 or 7 or 8 days straight. I mean, adding another battery, probably be able to run 8 days straight. Not even gonna lie to you. And that's including cooking and cleaning, vacuuming, microwaving, all this stuff that a typical family uses. 5 days of all of that stuff on 115 volt circuit. Now, not including the heat pump or the stove. The heat pump or the stove, now I did say cooking, I've got a flat stove top cooker that plugs into a receptacle that's 115 volts. The 240 volt stove will work on the system. I don't have it wired up because I ran out of room in my breaker panel, but I have expansion available. I just don't have room for an individual breaker. I have expansion available for 100 amp additional outside of it, but and you're probably gonna scream at the wall, the Magnum don't do 100 amps. I know it does 30 amps per circuit. So, having the stove on there, it's not that big a deal. And I can cook on the stove top that I got, the 115 volt one. I got everything pretty much balanced out pretty well. I've got everything in a sub panel that I put in quite a long time ago. You can go and check that out in installing a manual transfer switch video that I created a long time ago. So you can go back and see how I did that. So all of my circuits in my house besides my stove and my heat pump are able to run on solar power when I have enough sunlight. And if I had summertime sunlight, I would have a gigantuenormous amount of extra power. And that extra power would be able to go in an air conditioner, miners for cryptocurrency, stuff like that. So that's the type of stuff that I could be able to do with the solar array currently. It's pretty important to understand that I should have got that controller a long time ago. I didn't. It's not that big a deal. And you know, there's some more things that I want to talk about on the solar array. But right now it's just been a lot of rain and it's really slow for my work. So I'm putting up a video for you guys. And I hope you guys like, share, and subscribe to this video. Leave a comment section below. I want to hear your thoughts. Thanks for watching. This is Philip 20 with Solar Power Electricity and Electronics. Peace out.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for watching all the way to the end of the video. There's lots more content coming. Click the subscribe button below. Make sure you come back for more because there's great content always coming up every day in this channel. See you next time. Peace.